All right. Should be live. Testing. 1, 2, 3. All righty. Hello. We got a tornado warning out over here into parts of Wyoming again. It's going to be with this storm right here north of Van Tassel. Doesn't really have a whole lot of rotation to it. We got another one back over here. This one might also get tornado warned. Again, not really in any areas much population, but we do have a storm out over here near Harper in Kansas that is kind of latching onto a boundary right now. It's slowly developing, latching onto a boundary. Can't rule out, some tornado activity. We've got a little bit of an outflow boundary to itself. We've got a sinking outflow boundary that is pretty much right here. So this storm has about, in my opinion, 30 minutes to produce a tornado. But if it could be on the, it could potentially produce a tornado. We'll see. This is probably the only supercell that's going to be able to get it done, at least in this area, in the short term. And I would give it about 30 minutes to try to do so. It is developing some rotation in there as well. Could be about to get a tornado warning here in a little bit. But this is what that storm looks like. We have PA storm trackers on the storm right now. This is what this rotating supercell is looking like in real time. They are on the storm.
Like already way east of Attica. Yeah.
See, it's a little bit elevated. Kind of looks like that storm we saw yesterday.
Oh, did I see a funnel? I might have saw a funnel back here trying.
Funnel, maybe?
It would have been on the left side of the road. I love Alex. There's a storm cruiser, guys. What's going to be at the it's going to be at the meet and greet coming up in July. So make sure you know that. Is this tornado warned yet?
No, it doesn't have a couplet yet. A real strong couplet.
It's going to drop though. Right down the middle of the road. That's what the look is.
And the couplet that's trying to form is just south of the road.
Uh-oh, what's going on there? Car collision.
Okay, so it seems like they're thinking that there might be a funnel on this storm near Attica. There's a little bit of a couplet there. I wouldn't rule out a tornado warning here in the short term. So if you live in Harper, Kansas, I would be ready to go to your safe spots. And it's a lot of severe weather back over here in a tornado warning with not a whole lot of rotation. I do think they're going to allow that tornado warning to expire eventually. Do got some rain and wind coming to Fort Morgan. Also, some more rain and wind, potentially up to 70-mile-per-hour winds moving down towards Eads and Colorado. And then back over here, half-dollar-sized hail, 60-mile-per-hour winds heading towards Route 10. And then still have a bunch of scattered storms back over here, but now moving more into Georgia, near Atlanta. Another little storm over there near Chattanooga. A couple of storms out over here near Salyersville and Hindeville. And a lot of scattered rain out here for Pennsylvania. Also just got another severe thunderstorm warning. Dang it. The Wichita radar, by the way, is down, which is annoying and unfortunate. And we just got a severe thunderstorm warning on this. 1-inch hail, 60-mile-per-hour winds. About to come into the Wichita area. You can see there's your winds right there. About to come into northern Wichita. Yeah, latest scan on this storm looks like that little funnel or that little area of rotation has kind of died off there south and west of Harper. This is what it looks like. I mean, there's definitely an area of circulation in there.
Freeport, Kansas.
Yeah, you can see how how part of the storm kind of wraps into that area. There is definitely rotation near the surface, which this storm, but I don't think the radar is really picking it up that well.
Then turn right onto US 160 East.
Definitely looks like it's rotating more than what radar is saying. If we look at our terminal radar.
You guys saw how nice that looked a couple minutes ago, and now it almost lost that look again. It's like kind of cycling and stuff.
Let me turn down.
It hasn't quite matured enough.
Turn them down just a tad here. Yeah, the terminal radar might be capturing what's happening a little bit better, but that could also be a little bit more aloft. Unfortunately, our Wichita radar is down. I mean, this radar here is not really showing too much yet, but it's definitely latching onto this boundary here to the south. So it's a storm to keep an eye on. It doesn't really have that much longer to produce, to be honest.
Might be. We got a little bit of a funnel.
Outflow boundary.
Let me zoom you guys in.
Oh. Funnel?
See the ground circulation, guys?
What? No, I do not see any ground circulation. Oh, wait. Yeah, there's is.
A funnel up there, too.
That could be a brief tornado on the ground.
That's why I'm watching that.
This needs to get warned. That could be a dustnado, though.
No, everybody else is starting to bail.
It's moving quick. Yeah. I have us a straight east route.
There is some dust down there. I'm not sure if that's a gust front, though. Or if that's like an actual... I don't see a definite funnel above it. Kind of looks like how the storm yesterday started off.
So I agree with him. We're going.
I think this might be a dustnado.
Honestly, Dad, it's crappy to say, but
there's definitely a lot of lift in that area. See, it's not condensed. Yeah, I'm not sure if that's like an actual tornado or not. I was hoping we would get a little bit longer of a look at it.
Hey guys, I'm sorry. I gotta get you to zoom back out again. I'll keep you guys on the side window here looking over our shoulder basically as we go east.
We shall see, I guess. Yeah, latest scan. I mean, there's that area of circulation. It's not very strong. We might have just had like a little dustnado. But here's the thing. You know, this storm really only has until this outflow boundary surges into it. Unless it starts to move to the south and east. If it moves to the south and east, it'll have a little bit longer. It is trying to pull in this outflow boundary. You can see that evident on our velocities, at least. Oh, what's going on with our correlation coefficient? It is glitching out. There we go. I mean, it's definitely got a nice little supercellular structure, and I think we just saw a gustnado there. I don't think that was an actual tornado. I think what he was seeing as rising or as a funnel was just rising motion, generally where the updraft is. We had a brief dustnado. Will it do anything more than that? Is the question. Because again, it's running out of time. This is a layer here. You can see it on radar of some stable air starting to impinge on this storm. If that wraps all the way down to its inflow, it's done. It's done for the day. So that's the big question. Does this storm continue to outrun that outflow? Does it push down to the south? If it can, if it can tap into the environment out there, it very well could do something. We'll see. Paige is live. Yeah, I know she's live, but she is not near the storm right now, but we'll bring her up. Yeah, they're pretty far away from the storm right now, so I'm not even sure if they're targeting this storm. They're pretty out of position for it. They're near Medicine Lodge. They might get there. The thing is, they just might not get there in time. I don't know, but we'll put her up. Put her up on the top slot here while we wait. Yeah, I don't know. It just depends on what this storm does. This could easily just crap out and be a nothing burger, which is usually the highest chance of what happens with these storms. Like they might produce a little gustnado here and there, and then that's it. They just kind of become outflow dominant. That's usually what happens when a storm is near an outflow boundary.
Come on, hurry up, dude.
I want to be nice.
And every now and then, you do get those storms that did what happened yesterday in Nebraska.
Good that way?
You're clear this way, yep.
And that's why we went back live, just in case this storm does do that.
It looks okay, though. Like, it's not like it's going to be like...
If we keep where we are now and just keep in front of it, look what we don't have.
No traffic.
Right.
Now, one guy up here sitting.
Smart guy.
The Nebraska storm was an EF2.
I mean, the thing's tracking straight east, so like, if we keep right here, I think we're good.
Even if it does turn left and goes north, I'm okay with that, honestly.
Yeah, we can still keep ahead and keep looking into the notch.
Yeah.
I think it's kind of cycling right now, so
Boy.
we'll let it do its thing here. And
Thank you, Jennifer, for liking the stream. Thank you. Hello, Nolly.
People have a really good spot.
Welcome, welcome.
yeah, they do.
I'm going to slow down so I don't completely dust them.
Yeah, the storms forming west of Medicine Lodge are going to be elevated storms. They're south or north of that boundary.
We could probably go to the next spot.
Up on that next hill.
Yep.
Yeah, you can see the storm back in there. Does look, you know, it does have that elevated look to it, but so did that storm yesterday. This storm is kind of similar, although it's moving a little bit more than that last one. So I don't think we're going to be talking about a stationary tornado, but we could definitely still have,
Evan's streaming us.
Okay, we're going to get out here in a second and show you guys what's going on behind
Who?
us. What is it with birds trying to come after you to see the perch?
I mean, I'm keeping an eye on it. We'll see what happens. That's the only chaser I know. I think we got Storm Media is inbound as well, but they're a little bit behind. They're like up here. PA Storm Trackers are the only chasers, at least that we work with, that are like right next to this thing. Does seem like we're getting a little bit more rotation again. All right, listen, we're getting another view. Man, they got a good color palette on their camera, too. My goodness. And good stable service. Look at that.
Hail up in there.
Wow.
There's a lot of hail in that.
That is a storm and a half right there.
Look at the rotation right here, right where we're at.
Yeah, I see that. What are you doing, you little fucker?
Jeez Louise.
Wow, this thing's just being crazy. Look at this rotation. This is insane.
Yeah, right?
Right here, this mezzo going around.
Yeah, just
It is going around there.
go around right now.
Merry-go-round.
Wow.
We lost our idea. Here comes the call.
Oh. They saw us go this way and they're like, hey, follow those guys.
I love their reactions. PA Storm Trackers, totally underrated.
Take some pictures of that.
I think there's some rain. I think you're right.
It
Yeah,
looks
there
so
might
good
be
on
rain
my
back there.
video.
See that blue hue? That is the that blue hue is the hail refracting a little bit different light, different
If that
spectrums of the light. Man, there's
rotation
definitely
is right here, we
there's
might
some
not
pretty
need to-
strong
we might
rotation
not
in
wanna
there.
stay here too long.
Like right in here, right above my head. Yeah, they just zoomed into it. There's some decent rotation there. It wants to try to do something. The question is, will it? Or won't it?
Yeah, I think we need to go before any more Congo.
Man, this looks so similar to the storm yesterday.
Like this right here, how much this is spinning right here.
I think if it plants a tornado, it's not going to be as long as the one that we had yesterday. I think it's going to be a little bit more limited in the time frame. But if it can actually produce a tornado, I mean, it could have the same kind of photogenic properties. The only question is, you know, because we are a little bit closer, unfortunately, to people with this storm near Harper. Yeah, it looks like our latest scan, that rotation is picking up. This thing's going to try here in the short term. So if you live in Harper and Danville, watch out. That's going to get close. If not, try to produce here in a little bit. I mean, you can see there's very visible rotation. Also, this tornado warning. Come on. Come on, Wyoming. You don't need a warning on that. Take it off. New little update back over here near Wichita. Your storms are coming into northern Wichita right now. Definitely some up to 60 mile per hour winds about to move through the Wichita area. 1 inch hail, 60 mile per hour winds right now. So 60 mile per hour winds is your main threat with that storm as it comes into the Wichita region. Will this storm do it? Is the question. It's anticyclonic. This rotation? No. Wind's going that way, wind's going that way. That is cyclonic. It's going to try, and it might get tornado warned before it dies. You can see that outflow boundary is starting to come in, though. It's going to be, man, this thing is either going to do it or just get cut off right before it does it. Hopefully it gets cut off for Harper and Danville's sake. You can definitely tell that outflow boundary is coming. As outflow boundary got sent out by these storms here, it's going to be very close. Oh, on his feed? I don't know. I haven't been looking at it. Seeing any? You mean like we were looking at earlier? It looked pretty cyclonic to me. Thank Dave B for sending a membership. Hey, Candace, welcome.
Trucks is, you can turn right in there, maybe.
You think they're about to come off the road again and give us a view back at the storm?
Oh yeah, we have a heck of a couplet that's not far behind us.
I see the rising scud right behind us.
Where does he? They just.
It looks like they're pulling off right now.
I don't know if I wanted to do that, Dad.
Okay, that's fine. I thought it was. I figured all those trucks parked there.
Yeah,
I figured we were in good shape.
We'll pull right here. We'll pull right here. We're okay.
How about you just? Here, you want to take them out your side, or that way I don't get whapped. Well, I mean, what's it look like to you?
We got rising scud.
Here.
It's a little bit clearer at the bottom. Here. Oh. That is a pretty storm, though, guys.
Wow.
Wow. Gorgeous supercell.
It is.
She's really doing something.
Trying to see.
Yeah.
Still has that elevated look. Where's that little spinny thing? Is there still some spin in there? Yeah, there's still definitely some
I
spin.
think we should keep kind of moving, maybe a little bit further.
Yeah, that's what I was about to point out.
Got a cinnamon bun going, guys. Cinnamon bun right above the telephone pole.
Yeah, right there.
Mom said something I didn't know. I could not hear a word she said.
All right, you're getting that, I assume.
Yes. Yeah, go ahead and see what Mom said.
It's trying. A spinamum bum?
Yeah, it's doing all kind of spinning.
Yeah,
right
it's
here,
a
guys, right
spinnamin
above the
bun.
telephone pole right now. Keep an eye open right in there.
Oh, I love that
I'm gonna go
term.
to the 67
I'm stealing
so you
it.
guys can see a little bit better. Right here. Watch right in here, guys. It's really spinning right now, real fast. All kind of motion.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, there's definitely some motion in there. It's getting close.
Right down the north part of this road.
Yeah, you can see it's got some rotation. Oh, man. It might just try to do it right before that outflow boundary comes through. It's literally got about 5 minutes.
Funky stuff right now.
Unless it turns southeast. If this storm can turn southeast, it'll be on the ground for a while, but...
Yep. Yeah, here... Oh, my God. We're going to have to get out of here. Let's go.
Yeah, they got to reposition. That little spinamum bum is getting close to them. Spinamum bum. That's hilarious. I mean, the rotation isn't too strong on radar, so I'm sure they're not watching their stream. I mean, it's pretty elevated storm. I mean, you're gonna have to have a little bit more evidence, in my opinion, before you say like it's definitely going to produce a tornado. But there is a decent little area of rotation there. It's a little bit on the broadside. You see those winds going in that direction, winds going in that direction, a little bit of grays in between. All right, looks like our tornado warning in Wyoming has been allowed to expire. They're going to warn it or not? I don't know. I mean, they could get away with warning it, in my opinion. I don't think people would be too mad at them. But at the same time, they technically don't have to yet. It's a little bit on the broadside. And I'm talking about just by looking at radar. I mean, if they were looking at their feed, they'd probably throw a warning on it. It seems like winds are intensifying a little bit coming into northern Wichita. Almost, yeah, potentially up to 70 mile per hour winds now coming into northern Wichita. It's been a bum. That's my new favorite term, for sure. Yeah, latest scan looks like it's tightened up just a little bit more there south of Harper, moving towards 160 and Danville still. People get so angry when they get a warning but no storm, but they get angry if they get a storm and no warning, can't win. I mean, honestly, in my opinion, overwarning is a big problem. It's a big problem. So, I mean, it's a tornado warning. People, you got to think that a tornado is about to happen. And this is a look of a maybe. It could be about to happen or it might not. It's not a definite like, okay, we're about to get a tornado or not. You get a little bit stronger velocities, then yeah, we'll probably throw a warning on that, but it's still kind of on the edge. So I'm glad they haven't issued a warning because overwarning can be a nuisance. It desensitizes people to tornado warnings, and they don't act when it's important. Oh, wow. You got a view of the storm out of Wichita. Virtual whale fan. Look at this. It's going to be a pretty nice view here shortly. Yeah, latest scan looks like it's back to broad circulation. Where's that outflow boundary?
A new tornado warning has been issued.
New tornado warning has been issued. It looks like they're saying it's observed now.
Oh, it's the precinct is closing in on us. Convecting over us a little bit. You want to go south somewhere?
Yeah, we can go south. Because, I mean, we go south, that Freeport's not that far, and that main road then.
Yeah, if you live in Harper and Danville, here in Kansas, you guys need to be in your safe spots.
Be right underneath of it.
Particularly Danville.
Tornado warning. Tornado warning just went out.
All right, Josh, watch the road.
I have on.
Watch the road. I got it.
Then you need to be helping me out because I can't do everything.
Well, I can't take a screenshot of your picture. I got one of mine.
Well, I think that's father-son activity happening there. But yeah, apparently it's observed. It might be another one of those little dust NATO spin-ups, though. So hopefully we can get a view back at the storm here shortly and be able to confirm with our eyeballs with what's happening. Yeah, if you live in Harper and Danville, make sure that you are in your safe spots. I mean, honestly, on radar, I would say that's probably a dust NATO that just got observed, just by how it looks like. Who is it? That's PA Storm Trackers. Hopefully they pull off the road here shortly and give us a view. I'm pretty sure, I'll check Storm Runner Media, but I'm pretty sure Storm Runner Media is not there. It's just PA Storm Trackers. They're near the storm right now. Yeah. Live Storms Media is not there. Let's see. It says RT might have seen it. Let me see.
Big time tornado, get up here.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's not a dust NATO. We potentially have a cone tornado on the ground with this storm as it went south of Harper. So if you live in Danville, I'd be in your safe spots. We could have a cone tornado in progress with this storm fully condensed back in there. Yeah, I think it would be that thing right there. I think that's it. Yeah, there's your tornado, I think. I think that's the part of the storm it's in. It's lost visual a bit again. I don't. Yeah, that's the latest out of there. If you live in Danville, please be in your safe spots. Again, this is a tornado on the ground heading towards Danville. Please continue to be sheltered in place as this comes through. And here's a view out of Wichita. We got a shelf cloud coming in. Look at this. Let us see what this storm is made of in Wichita. As of right now, it's warned for 60-mile-per-hour winds. But there could be some 70-mile-per-hour winds in there, so I'd be hunkered down. Wouldn't be like these people that we see on camera there. Out and about. Let's check to see how close Pagey is. He's getting there. He's almost there. Where's that outflow boundary at? Dang, it's like right there. This thing might be about to fall apart. It might have produced a brief tornado there south of Harper, into the Danville, or just south of Harper, and it appears to have lifted as far as I can tell. But I'm trying to see if we can get any more visuals on it. Yeah, it looks like it went south of Harper. Yeah, a cone tornado looks like this. It kind of looked like that. Reed Timmer posted a video of it. Let me post it in chat here. And yeah, latest scans, our rotation is starting to fall apart as that outflow boundary surges. So it looks like it just had enough time there to produce. Probably, yeah, just there south of Harper. Like southeast of Harper. And then lifted. Can I please check how bad things will be for Tulsa tonight? Yeah, Tulsa could get some significant wins, maybe. We can check our latest models. We do have more model runs in since we last talked. The 19Z came in. And the HRRR still has this scenario where this entire line forms and then pushes down to the south with most of our most dangerous wind gusts developing to the east of Wichita by 10. But the NAM model really doesn't have that kind of scenario. So And we really don't get anything too significant until past Wichita. And then we could have, we could easily have, severe thunderstorms happening as far down and south as Woodward and Enid. But our strongest winds will likely be north of Tulsa and close to Tulsa by around 12 to 1 a.m. Still seems like most of our significant winds will be east of Wichita if that secondary boundary develops there. Still not overly confident that that is what's going to happen, but we'll be keeping an eye on it. The HRRR could be onto something there. We'll see. This is the view back at the tornado warned storm, and you can actually see that outflow boundary interacting with the mesocyclone. On the left side, you see that little long string of clouds pushing into that area. Right, let me use this. Long string of clouds here pushing into this area right here. That's the outflow boundary actually starting to catch up. Yeah, latest scan looks like our rotation has fizzled here again between Harper and Danville. Warnings into Wichita are now been upgraded to 70-mile-per-hour winds going into Park City and Bel Air. And that is this storm right here. Does this have sound? It does have sound. Thank you, Relic, for the 5. Thank you so much. They actually have some dust rising in Wichita. I think that's dust on the right side. And this did get upgraded to 70-mile-per-hour winds. Coming into Wichita. What is that? That looks a little funnel-like. Probably just Scud. Just in the weird spot. I just want to watch it for a second to make sure. Right in the center of the screen. Yeah, I think that's Scud. Just looks suspicious. Oh, big old lightning bolt there on the right side. I don't think that's a funnel. I think it's just Scud, but I had to just watch it for a second to make sure. You can definitely hear those winds picking up. Oh, man. Let's come back and check in on our tornado warning here. Yeah. Yeah, it seems like that outflow boundary has firmly surged to the south as far as I can tell.
A new tornado warning has been issued.
New tornado warning has been issued in Pennsylvania. What? Okay, that's a very strong rotation. But over here near Lossenham, Kellersburg, Widnoon, I'd be in your safe spots just in case. Very weak circulation on this, but they must have some sort of reporting of like maybe a wall cloud on it. So it's worth being in your safe spots for just in case. That is not where I was expecting to see a tornado warning today. But as far as I can tell, a lot of this back over here is side lobe. So it might not be as strong as rotation as what we think, just based off of radar, but We'll see. Just be in your safe spots just in case. Pretty low chance, in my opinion, that produces a tornado, but I'd keep your eye on it up there. Be in your safe spots just in case, we get some June shenanigans. What is going on over here? I guess it is a train camera. There is a train there. But they need to turn the camera back around. Dang it. Dang nabbit. This is the tornado warned storm over here in Kansas near Harper. And it's definitely looking not looking as interesting as it did. It doesn't appear to be on the ground anymore, that's for sure. There still is a little area of circulation there, though. Still want Danville to be in their safe spots. Yeah, looks like they have downgraded that to radar indicated. Yeah, you can see that this thing it's got that look on velocities that just looks very elevated. Pretty outflow dominated storm there. Oh, they're turning the camera back around in Wichita Falls. Or not Wichita Falls, Wichita. Yeah, strong winds are not in yet. They're pushing through. Shortly. Well, I take that back. The audio seems to indicate that there are some pretty strong winds. But yeah, if you guys are in Wichita, this is what's coming y'all's way right now. And those winds will be picking up there in Wichita, heading into Eastboro and Mania here shortly. Potentially up to, for northern Wichita, up to 70 miles per hour winds. And then like downtown Wichita and southern Wichita, talking about 60 mile per hour winds. That is the latest there in Wichita. So again, if you guys live in that area, just be indoors and away from windows. If you live near big trees, that'd be closer to like the center of your house. Nothing too crazy, nothing that you guys haven't dealt with. Like literally, you guys just dealt with 100 mile per hour winds. So it's not going to be like that. But I would be, at the very least, indoors and away from windows. You don't want to be outside with a storm like that. And also, if we still have some power in Wichita from that last storm, then it's very possible that, some of it might get knocked out here in a little bit. Is this radar back in business? Dang it. Man, the Wichita radar went down at like the worst possible moment. We got strong storms in Wichita. Yeah, you got some 70 mile per hour. I got a 70 mile per hour windstorm coming through Park City and Bel Air. And on the southern side, 60 mile per hour winds. So strong enough to respect at least and at least be indoors and away from windows. I'm getting another interesting view here from Pennsylvania Storm Trackers. I have to change their name to Kansas Storm Trackers. Doesn't have as much of a flow to it. Something about Pennsylvania Storm Trackers flows off the tongue a little bit better. Yeah, I mean, the storm doesn't look overly interesting right now, but I still think, yeah, it has become completely, it just got killed off by that outflow boundary. So it just squeaked out a tornado, unfortunately. Yeah, looks like we just got an update here. Both ping pong ball sized hail and 70 mile per hour winds have been observed with this storm as it pushes into Bel Air. And we are about to observe it with our own eyes here on our camera in the Wichita Falls area. Or Wichita. I don't know why I keep saying Wichita Falls. I'm sorry. Yes, Pennsylvania does have a tornado warning. Yep. Very weak circulation, or pretty weak circulation right now, heading towards Kellersburg, Pennsylvania. Trying to see if we can catch the how strong the winds are as it comes through this camera. Oh, there's some trees. That'll be helpful. And it's hard to tell just how strong those winds are. I mean, just by judging by the sound, they definitely seem elevated, but those trees really aren't moving too much yet. Check back in with our terminal radar here in the Wichita area. Yeah, I mean, still some elevated winds, potentially a little bit stronger than 60-mile-per-hour winds, now being indicated by our terminal radar. Just moved over 235, is about to pull into downtown Wichita. One thing I might want to do is get up our Kansas cameras as well. We'll have this camera there, and then we'll also have these here. Let me get further back into the storm here. Oh, yeah, look at that. Yeah, a little bit stronger winds there. Maybe we can check in northern Wichita as well, where we have that 70-mile-per-hour wind warning. Be on like 135 right now, which is technically that road. Some traffic there. And not a whole lot happening further to the north just yet. Yeah, we continue to be indoors and away from windows. It wouldn't surprise me if we get a last-minute upgrade on this to like 65 miles per hour, maybe. Any tornadoes in Texas today? If we see anything in Texas, it'll probably be back over here near like Perryton. We do have a little bit of an outflow boundary. You can kind of see it here. It's like draped all the way down like this. Get any supercells that fire and latch onto that. It could be a tornado threat, but they really only got about 3 or 4 hours to do so. Oh, wow. Look at this. In Wichita. Jeez. Those are actually pretty strong winds. Oh, my goodness. Yeah, maybe they do need to upgrade this to like 70-mile-per-hour winds. Now, if you live in like southeastern Wichita or just east of Wichita, it is pretty likely that even like the southern portion of this storm is going to get upgraded to 70-mile-per-hour winds. And it's just for a brief moment, but it really picks up on that leading edge as it comes through. Like right when the rain hits, it's pretty much where your strongest winds are. It wouldn't be surprising me if we get some power outages reported in downtown Wichita as well. Here's what the storm looks like here. Do I still have the filter on this? I still might have a filter on there. I'll keep it on. It looks better anyways. Maybe some more strong winds coming in. Oh, yeah, look at that. More strong winds. I mean, those definitely aren't weak. You see the power still on those power poles, though. How are these cameras not picking up anything? Yeah, storm just must not be there yet. Jeez. Yeah, at least 70-mile-per-hour winds. I don't think it's much stronger than 70. Yeah, it looks like it's calming down again. But yeah, that's this storm up here. Just went through Wichita, is about to move into Minnehaha, and then eventually into Andover, here in Kansas. So I would certainly be indoors and away from windows. Those winds are definitely elevated there. It seems like this storm, even further to the south, is also getting a little bit elevated in its wind potential as well. We got this one back over here near Medicine Lodge with 60-mile-per-hour winds about to come through. I'm going to check back over here. Eventually, we're supposed to see, according to some of our models, a new line kind of form back over here, potentially. We'll see. We shall see. They'll be all right, John. They'll be all right. That is the latest. Looks like our tornado warning down over there has been allowed to expire. Let's come check back over here in Pennsylvania just to see if anything has changed. No, nothing's really changed. Still some pretty weak circulation over there near Kellersburg. About to head into Deanville. Still be in your safe spots just in case there's something happening on this storm that the radar's not picking up. But as far as I can tell, it's just not a whole lot of strong rotation there. Any updates for tomorrow? No, everything's kind of similar to what it was earlier. Let me check what our winds will look like tomorrow. We do have a latest model run in for tomorrow. Oh, yeah. Dang. And potentially some decent winds going into Chicago, Joliet by around 1 to 3 p.m. And you could have some significant winds kind of come off of the Michigan Lake into Benton Harbor and Holland. It's like they're extending this entire line of 70-mile-per-hour winds, which I agree with. It's going to be for Rose Hill, El Dorado, Towanda, Augusta, Bloomington, and Douglas. Right, let's go try to get east of this storm. Here we go. On Oliver. Got a little bit of a splotch, a little bit of a moisture splotch in the way, but should be able to see the rain approach and then it start to intensify on this camera. So let me actually put this camera where the railfan camera is because we won't be needing this anymore. There we go. We got to watch back over here for convective initiation to happen again. Could see an entire line unzip and then really start to try to produce some severe winds as it comes into the Wichita area and just past the Wichita area. What our latest models are saying.
A new tornado warning has been issued.
New tornado warning has been issued back over here in Colorado. They just warned some side lobe contamination, looks like. They say it's radar indicated. Heading down towards El Morro in Trinidad. Let me see if we have any cams there.
A new tornado warning has been issued.
Another new NATO warning has been issued in Pennsylvania. That's going to be for this storm near Point View. Again, not very strong rotation, but that's moving towards Point View, Buck Valley, Stony Break, and Dot. You never know. Storms could be, not really, or the radar might not be showing the whole picture. So just be in your safe spots there, just in case something ends up happening. Little update on this storm. Still seems pretty weak circulation there as well. That is the latest on all of that. I do want to see if there are any cameras. This is near a major highway. There might be cameras there. Yeah, we do have some cameras in Colorado. Who knows? Maybe we'll see something. Also looks like the winds are starting to pick up on our camera here. Let me get a refresh on that. This is just east of Wichita. Monitoring that 70-mile-per-hour wind potential. Definitely some decently strong winds still. I don't think we're in the core of the storm yet either. This is just the initial wave. Now, let me come back over here. These Colorado cameras. See if we can see what the storm looks like. Here's inside of it. A little rainy. Yeah, keep it on this one. We'll come back in and check in on this camera from time to time. Yeah, if you live over there in Trinidad and El Morro, Colorado, I'd be in your safe spots. Also, we got a severe thunderstorm warning on this storm with 1.5 or golf ball sized hail and 60-mile-per-hour winds heading towards Wellington, Kansas. I can do our camera here. I don't know why this camera's having such a hard time. Let's go ahead and move it. Maybe a little bit further to the east to maybe a better camera. I'm going to stay ahead of this, just in case it starts doing something. Heavy rains. Okay, thank you for letting me know. Hearing some of the loudest thunder of your life. Where at? Visibility is bad. Where are you guys reporting this stuff at? Let me see. Do I have any cameras over here in Pennsylvania? That's kind of near a major highway. Let me check. Oh, it looks like the Wichita Wichita radar got hit by the storm and then decided to come back to life. Heck yeah. That's great news. We got the Wichita radar back, which means Yates Corner and Fredonia and Independence won't be in a radar hole today. Let me make sure we're still current on Page's stream. There we go. Now, watch out there in Andover. We got those 70-mile-per-hour winds coming in. You're in Wichita? Yeah. It's going to be a little bit dicey there in Wichita, that's for sure. All right, let's come back over here to Pennsylvania. Check back in with this. Yeah, still some pretty weak circulation there. Let me just check my cameras in Pennsylvania. I mean, if we can get a view on it, we should. So I'll check. There is actually a camera nearby here. Let me see what it looks like. We might get a sky view too. All right, hold on. Let me get this up here. There we go. And then the camera is right here on 70. So maybe we can actually see why they're warning these storms. It does have a little bit of a sky view, so we might see something. We'll keep on coming back to that camera. Let's come back over to our Colorado camera, make sure it's still going. Looks like it's getting windier here out in front of that tornado warning in Colorado. Back over here in Wichita. The winds are approaching K96 in Greenwich. All right, looks like they did allow that northern tornado warning to expire, by the way. Yeah, latest scan on this storm. Still some pretty obvious side lobe contamination. What is going on with their view here? Oh, it's the dang filter. Okay. Might be getting a little bit too dark. I don't know why their camera is so dark. Like, how do I get that to where it still shows, but it's not super dark? There we go. All right, we gotta struggle a little bit with the color palettes of these chasers, so that we can give you a view of the storm, and it looks somewhat realistic. Because sometimes the color palettes are a little bit too muted, sometimes they're a little bit too saturated, and we try to put a filter on it to where we can get it looking about right. A little broad area of circulation here near Mania. I'm not sure if that's legitimate though. Check from this radar. Yeah, this radar is picking up on it too. It's just to the east of Wichita. You're safe for now? That's great. Did you lose power? Do you still have power? It still looks a little bit too dark. That's good. And let's make sure Pagey's up to date. Which chasers? We got PA storm trackers, Pagey tornado, and if live storm media can get out ahead, we'll have them too. Yeah, it looks like they did just get out ahead of the storm. So let me put storm media here. What storm media is looking at right now. Listen in real quick. Yeah, you can definitely tell there's a lot of rain coming.
We would be feeling wind because we're close enough. Where are we going this way? It's going. Look at the grass.
Is that storm media cancel because of their windshield? Did they break their windshield yesterday? Must have missed that. Oh yeah, look how fast that one cloud's moving.
There's some good spin right there.
There's really not much rotation on radar on this storm.
The best area I've seen.
But in person,
Right.
a little bit of rotation. Not a whole lot, but a little bit. What the heck is that?
Oh, a little funnel.
No.
Might have been a very weak attempt at one. Yeah.
There's definitely spin right there. Look at that.
You see that
Little cinnamon bun. Not spinning that fast, but
It's still, it's right there. It's still
is that really a funnel? I don't know. You can also call that scud, but I will say there is a lot of movement in these clouds.
You scared it now. Yeah, I know. My bad. This rain's about on your doorstep. I'll go east.
Yeah. Let me get these guys just a tad bit brighter. I feel like we're losing detail a little bit on their shots. Seems like a pretty dark storm right now. So we're going to have to... Same thing with Pagey. Let me fix hers as well. Nah, I don't think there's any saving that. It's just too dark. Yeah, the storm that we're looking at is this one down over here near Mayfield. This one is warned for golf ball size tail, 60-mile-per-hour winds about to come into Wellington. And then we still have this storm up here near Andover that still has what appears to be a decent little area of circulation. Not very strong, but pretty broad. But I still want Andover, Augusta, and Towanda to be watching out for those 70-mile-per-hour winds. Back over here south of Trinidad. Is that legitimate? That might be a legitimate area of rotation. We might be getting a little bit stronger rotation there. Let's come back over to here. This is our camera near that circulation. Just north of Trinidad. See, Trinidad's down here. So it looks like out of Trinidad. We've got this camera that is pretty much right next to that area of rotation. Let's see if we see anything in Colorado. Some decent wind. I'm not seeing any NATO in there. Must be side lobe contamination. You would think with that much, we'd see something. I think we're dealing with some sort of contamination with this. It's about to cross over 25, come pretty close to Elmore. It would still be in your safe spots there. Let's come back over to Pennsylvania, where we still have this tornado warning ongoing. But man, is that rotation looking dang weak. That rotation's almost completely gone as that moves towards dot. So we'll probably see that expire here shortly. Man, look at this view from PA storm trackers. They're still out ahead of the storm right now.
It's so big I can't even get it all in the screen. Yeah, see, it almost looks like a little bit of an inflow band down there at the bottom. A little bit of an inflow band going in back in behind. A little bit of an inflow band down there at the bottom.
Y'all hear that?
See, it almost looks like a little bit of an inflow band down there at the bottom. A little bit of an inflow band going in back in behind. An inflow band down there.
Listen very closely.
Yeah, see, it almost looks like a little bit of an inflow band down there at the bottom. A little bit of an inflow band going in back in behind this stuff.
Sorry.
Like a beginning of a shelf cloud. So I'm like,
I don't know why I thought that was so funny, but it was funny.
That is almost a ground scraping wall cloud, or at least a shelf cloud. Jeez.
Yeah, I can't say for sure. It's definitely gusting out over here. You know, that's moving out. That we're going to get hit with some cold air here, I would think.
Feeling some of the cool coming out of it right now.
Yeah.
There it is.
Wow, look at Storm Runner Media's view. Yeah, it's definitely outflow dominated. Definitely wouldn't rule out eventually something. We'll see. Y'all didn't hear it? I mean, he farted. That's pretty much what happened. Just a little toot. All right. Latest scan on the storm. Still some broad circulation moving towards Andover with some 70-mile-per-hour winds possible. Feels tense like a scary movie. Nah, it's not that scary. The storm is pretty weak right now. Golf ball sized hail is probably the biggest threat out of this. 60-mile-per-hour winds aren't going to do much, but golf ball sized hail is definitely going to be noisy. There we go. Trying to match the natural lighting, or at least what storms look like in my head. Can they get closer to the storm? I mean, they could. Oh wow, this is upgraded to 2-inch hail now. We've got hen egg size hail potentially. Moving into Mayfield and Wellington. And back over here near Medicine Lodge, we got this storm pushing over towards Zenda. Looks like they are continuing this tornado warning here near Trinidad. Still looks like just some of your typical side lobe contamination. Let's come back and check in on our. Oh wait, this one might be capturing that Pennsylvania storm. Oh yeah, look at that. This is the tornado warned storm in Pennsylvania, if it's still warned. Yeah. This is near Stony Break and Dot. if we can see anything. Again, there's not much rotation on this storm, so I'm not expecting to see anything. But who knows? Maybe we see a little wispy NATO. It's always possible. Still want Dot and Stony Break to be in their safe spots just in case. I think this is the only camera. Let me check these guys, see what they look like. We might eventually get a view from this camera as well, but it's a little bit further away, I believe. We'll come back up further up to the north. Did you know there's a town in North Carolina that's 70 degrees right now? I did not know that. Are there any towns in North Carolina that are 78 degrees, though? Yeah, Pennsylvania, they do have nice roads, don't they? They look new. Yeah, that's this tornado warned storm here in Pennsylvania. Again, not a whole lot of rotation on it. I'm keeping an eye on it. You never know. Sometimes these little weak circulations can still produce, especially in the Pennsylvania area. So we're keeping a close eye on it. Wow. Look at Storm Hunter Media's view. Look at that. What is that? What's happening there? Looks weird. Like right in the center. Why does that look like a wedge? Pretty sure that's just Scud.
I'm gonna keep going for now. There's too much freaking traffic.
Let me check the radar just to make sure.
Am I crazy or is there something underneath there?
Nah. That's just Scud.
I can't tell. I'll probably just
We can get another perspective on it.
can't see, but there might be something back there down on that thing.
Yeah, Paige is looking at the same thing.
Even on my window, it looks real suspicious. Hunter, do you copy? Do you see anything?
I don't think that's a tornado. At least according to radar, that does not appear to have any rotation on it right now. So definitely doesn't support a large tornado. How's Eastern Kentucky? There's some thunderstorms out over there near Pikeville and Hayden, but I'm not expecting much severe in Texas. Yeah, I don't think that was anything. I think it was just a suspicious looking cloud, but that's about it. The latest scan back over here in Kansas. Storms moving off to the east towards Douglas, Towanda, Augusta, Bloomington, El Dorado. Seems like the storm is trying to form an inflow here. I'll have to watch down here for maybe a brief tornado threat there. As far as I could tell, though, it still seems mostly outflow dominant. That could change, maybe. Southeast Kansas. Yeah, I think in Southeast Kansas is probably our highest chance for some sort of, 80 to 90 mile per hour wind gust. So I would definitely be weather aware still. Missouri or West Kansas? Wait, what? You mean Missouri or East Kansas? Overnight, I do believe that this threat might just verify, but as the storm goes past Joplin, it's going to struggle quite a bit. A little severe thunderstorm warning over here in Illinois for Golden and Clayton. Also, severe thunderstorm warning over here near Gainesville. 60-mile-per-hour winds heading towards Gainesville, Lula, and Delone. Nah. Oh, this state or this city again. Delonia. Got to space it out. All right. It's getting rainy in there. See if we can see anything back in there. Not seeing anything other than like a light blue hint indicating that there's probably still some hail in there. Are they trying to intercept the hail? Let's listen in.
Up ahead of us.
There's a lot of people coming down.
I'm sorry.
Oh, it's okay.
Thing I do want to check out really quick is this camera. No. Do we not have the Kansas cameras up anymore? We don't. Let me get Kansas cameras back up. I do want to see if I can get out a view on that northern cell. Really quick. If we can. No. It looks like we're going to lose view on this northern cell, unfortunately, until it gets to about here. We'll keep our eye on it, though. I mean, this one's definitely got like a surging gust front here. It still seems pretty outflow dominant at the moment. No strong areas of circulation. But that could be where potentially some of our strongest winds, like coming into Augusta and Leon in Kansas. Back over here in... Oh.
A new tornado warning has been issued.
Yeah, it looks like they did extend this. What? Yeah, I mean, still kind of the same story here in Pennsylvania. Pretty weak circulation on this. There must be something on this storm that just looks super ominous because on radar, it does not look like we have any strong rotation. But if you live in Johnson's Mill, Plum Run, and Dickey's Mountain, I'd be in your safe spots because someone must be reporting something on that. Who knows? Could get maybe a brief NATO out of there still. That's in southern Pennsylvania. Kind of crossing over that camera we did have. Let's go check in on the latest with that. When we kind of saw it, it did look kind of dark. Check this camera. We might see it again with this camera. It's a little bit further to the south. Can't really see much, though. Y'all talking about the rating systems again? It means you spam the chat the most. People tell you if your ears pop if you're near a tornado. It can, yeah. I mean, the pressures drop quite a bit. Let me see what this looks like without the filter. It's weird. Probably looks closer to this. Something about the storm just looks so washed out right now. Trying to like remove the haze that we're seeing in this area, just not being very successful. It's about the best as I could do. I think it's weird. It's like really hazy out in front of the storm right now. Some stronger winds starting to wrap around this storm again. Might actually be trying to develop a little new mesocyclone there. Maybe even a little bit of rotation developing there. South of Mayfield, about to head towards Wellington, Kansas. Yeah, look at this. Definitely got a surging front here.
A new PDS severe thunderstorm warning has been issued.
Wow. The storm is now warned for 4-inch hail. What in the heck? It is observed as well. So if you live in Wellington, Belle Plaine, and Oxford, you guys need to be in your safe spots. We got 4-inch hail. That'll be definitely enough to break a lot of windows. So you guys got a little bit of time there in Belle Plaine, in Wellington, and Oxford to move your cars indoors, bring your dogs indoors. But yeah, this is that kind of hail that will definitely mess up a lot of your house there and your car. Make sure that we're current. All the chasers feeds. See, now it's looking all dark and hazy. Maybe we'll just remove the filter. I mean, that does not look any better. Why does it look like that? Am I going crazy? Does their video just look washed out? Obviously too much correction there, but I don't know why it looks so weird. Like so hazy. I'm trying to cut through it with some color correction, but it's just not really working that well. So hazy. Any NATOs? We had one earlier, a really brief one. And this cell might be trying to do something again here south of Mayfield. And it's starting to wrap up a little bit. Rotation's not overly strong yet. But that hail threat is. Big time hail on this storm right now. Might be dust shrouded. It could be, yeah. Yeah, Trinidad, Colorado, we're still watching out for you. Looks like the storm went to your north. And they're going to drop this tornado warning. But I would still watch out for some 70-mile-per-hour winds to come through. Potentially some power outages as that comes close to you there. I was expecting that PDS severe thunderstorm warning to be for the wind, not for the hail. Yeah, we got 76. Wow. 76 DBZs in this hail core right now. That is a strong storm. Quick question. Will Gainesville, Georgia storms hit Reedsville, Georgia? Let me see where Reedsville is. Reedsville, Georgia. No. It will definitely not. I mean, there are some storms coming your way, but the Gainesville storms are going to go well to your north. City didn't approve permit for my brother's carport cover. I didn't even know you needed a permit for that. Yeah, now we can't see it at all. Anything back in there. And it doesn't look any better without the filter. What is going on? I am trying to cut through this haze as best as I can. It's a lot of work. There are a couple of color tricks you can do, but I feel like I'm blowing out the clouds ahead of it. But at least we're getting a peek at maybe some of that shelf cloud back in there. But the best as I can do. It's just super, super hazy. Unfortunately, I don't really know what's causing that. You think a strong tornado will happen? Oh, it's technically possible. I mean, with these wind events, you can get the strong wind gusts on the southern side, and then you get a brief strong tornado. I don't think we're talking about like long track or anything like we saw yesterday. But our main threat today should be wind. But so far, we haven't had any significant winds. At least, let me check to see if we've had any significant wind reports though. Here on Radar Omega. I want to move this back over to our latest model run there, just in case we get any questions. We turn on our storm reports. We've had a lot of 70 mile per hour wind reports. 70, 75, that's significant there. 70, and we've had one 80 mile per hour wind report over here south and east of Andover. So we have had a couple of instances of some significant winds here east of Wichita. See, now we just can't even see the storm at all. Why? I've never had this problem before. It's so dark in there. Oh, if you like absolutely blow it out, you can kind of see back there. And you really can't see it unless I do it. There is information to be found in this. in the darkness. It's like as best as I can do. It really blows out the picture, but at least we could see like it near the storm. I just have to keep going back and checking in on that. It's unfortunately quite the hassle. Maybe to clean their lens. It might be, but I mean, we're getting kind of the same picture on a lot of these different storm chasers feeds. So, it just seems like the lighting out there around this storm is a little bit on the darker side, and maybe there's a little bit of dust or moisture out there. I don't know. All right, let's go check back over here near Pennsylvania. See if anything's changed on this storm. Not really. Still some pretty darn weak circulation. Moving towards Plum Run and Dickey's Mountain. Still be in your safe spots for that one. And they did officially allow that tornado warning in Colorado to expire. Ooh. Now this storm, this one could do something. This is that area I was talking about earlier where I thought we could get some elevated tornado potential. And the storm has formed here. South of Hooker, heading down to 412. I wonder if there's anybody chasing out over here. Jordan Hall, of course. It's always Jordan Hall, man. Why can't it be anybody else? It's the only chaser that is exclusive. Boo. That could be the tornado of the day. This one right here. You see that outflow boundary is like draped kind of back into this area. If that storm latches onto that outflow boundary, that could do what happened yesterday. Okay, now I got to come back to Storm Hunter Media's view again. This is a hassle. I might just turn off the filter altogether, but if their front camera is doing well. Thank you to Mad Catter for becoming a WimD member. Thank you. Their top camera is just like, it's like super dark. Numerous flooded roadways with multiple reports of stalled vehicles in Wichita, Kansas. Uh-oh. Yeah, we do have some storm reports out here. Vehicle stalled in water on 15th Street, and another stalled vehicle in 4 feet of water in Bel Air. Heck, might even get a flash flood emergency again for Wichita. Some dangerous flooding potentially ongoing there. Let me see if it is in the cards today to be able to monitor that with our cameras. Don't see any like traffic. It's more like near here. Yeah. Yeah, it's just south of here. It's like in between this road and that road we were just looking at where that stalled vehicle is. Yeah. Unfortunately, we will not be able to monitor it on our camera. But yeah, watch out there in Wichita, especially up here near Bel Air. Some significant flooding. If you see it, turn around. Don't drown. It looks like we're starting to see those storms trying to develop over here near Ellsworth. That could be our second round of damaging winds eventually, if it can actually form and mature. Jacob McMillan is in Oklahoma. Is he? I just made a deal with him. Let me see. Jacob McMillan. If he's there, that's crazy. He's near Beaver, Oklahoma. Where's Beaver? Oh, he is. He's near the storm. Yeah, so if this produces, we've got a chaser en route. Oh, wow. Look at Pagey's view here. A little shelf cloud there. Dang. It's like their windshield is a little bit blurry. That black line? Where? Shelf clouds are so cool. They are pretty darn cool. And that's a big one. And you got Storm Runner Media's view here as well. Where is it? There. There's another view of the storm. A little bit further up to the north, I think, than where Tornado Pagey is. And yeah, this is the storm. I think it produced the tornado of the day if it could get organized. Or daylight heating goes away. Let's come back over here in Pennsylvania. Check back in on this little weak circulation. Yeah, that rotation done did died. So we can did say goodbye to that storm. See you later. We'll be letting that tornado warning expire shortly. Yeah, it's always best, if you're storm chasing and you're live streaming, one of the things that I suggest is to because when you take the camera out of the holster, for some reason it messes with the service a little bit. So you bring a little tripod and you put the camera on there. It makes it still and balanced. You just set it outside. You don't have any glare from the windshield. You get a lot more of an accurate view of what it looks like. But yeah, sometimes you get this where you see a reflection and it kind of ruins the view of the storm. Jacob on the way to Hooker. for a good time. Are you kidding me? How dare you make a funny statement like that? Jeez Louise. Oh my goodness gracious. Yeah, latest scan down here with this storm. Still some 4-inch hail potential. It does seem like that hail core has died off a little bit. This storm is elevated north of our boundaries. That's not going to be a tornadic issue, I don't think. Yeah, these storms are popping up pretty quick over here south of Salina. So it looks like that secondary line could be a thing. Meta, that's funny. Hello, River Rat. Welcome, welcome. Welcome to the stream. Hopefully you're doing all right. That's where the town came from. Oh, yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure. I'm sure. It makes sense. Because, you know, we got a storm with a hook near Hooker. We'll see. I mean, it looked kind of similar to yesterday's storm. It's near that boundary. It is moving, though, so it might not stay latched onto the boundary as long as that last storm did yesterday, but it could produce. Probably would be a photogenic tornado or something. Looks like we just got an extension of our severe thunderstorm warning over here for a 2-inch hail. 70-mile-per-hour winds moving towards Leon and Rosalia. I think that's how you say it. Not sure. Rosalia. I want to move my camera just a tad to the right. There we go. I already know whenever you say something like that with this chat, y'all go crazy. That's why I love you. That's why I love y'all. Y'all are my kind of peeps. I don't want to live in a world where everybody just goes throughout life without saying funny jokes like that. I don't even think it's immature. Oh, looks like our last severe thunderstorm warning has been allowed to expire. Yeah. Would y'all still watch me if my overlay was like this? That would mean that our tornado warning in Pennsylvania has officially been allowed to expire. As you can see, they said the storm which prompted the warning has weakened below severe limits and no longer appears capable of producing noodles. So watch out. You get a storm with the absence of noodles coming your way. Wow, our views from the storm chasers are looking quite phenomenal. Look at this from Storm Runner Media. No, this is Paigey. Jeez. Paigey
right,
Tornado.
I love you. Bye. She's so funny. Sorry guys, I had to take a call from my grandma.
That was the Dominator. Did y'all see that? Of course the camera goes down. Boo. We missed it. We missed the Dominator. Thank you, Granny Barb, for becoming an EF3 member. Thank you so much. That is a huge help out to the channel. Thank you so much. That is a massive help out to the channel. That support will go a long way in funding the channel and keeping us fed. Me and my old Chaz Doodle. You over here? He left. You're watching the George Lopez show? I used to watch that show. A little update over here south of El Dorado, potentially still 70-mile-per-hour winds heading towards Leon, Kansas. You guys still need to be indoors and away from windows there. Thank you to number one editor for subscribing. Are you really the number one video editor, maybe? Although, to be fair, if you have to say number one in the title, you ain't number one. You have to tell people you're number one, then there's just no way you're number one. It's like Storm Hunter Media is going back at it.
Alright, we gotta get 8.5.
You're playing Minecraft? Wow, great service here. Oh, they're back.
I mean, maybe you can do it. I just don't really see a tornado coming out of this at this point.
It looks very seahorsey right now.
Yeah, I'm getting to Oxford, Winfield. I'll drop south. I'll look at it. If it starts to get more tornadic by then, I'll stay on it. But if it keeps looking like it does now, I'm just gonna start driving east.
This is what the storm looks like near Hooker, Oklahoma. There's Jacob McMillan getting into position. We'll keep coming back and checking in on him as well. Looks interesting. I do think this one's probably going to have most of the tornado potential for the day. If I had to guess. Might not be super elevated, but it could be just enough. I mean, it's starting to develop some rotation. It actually might be close. Seems like some of our chasers are starting to drive into the storm itself, so let's listen in. We got Storm Hunter Media going inside of it. See what's happening. Any hail, maybe? This thing hitting Massachusetts? No. This is in Kansas, not Massachusetts. But eventually, you guys could get some storms in Massachusetts. This will, I guess, I mean, you can make the argument, that our low pressure system that is developing on this storm is eventually going to move kind of up in like this direction. And then eventually, a little boundary that extends off of it will extend all the way down and then eventually move into Massachusetts. And that'll be 2 days from now. Not tomorrow, but the day after tomorrow. Could see anywhere from a slight risk to a marginal risk, or a 2 out of 5 to a 1 out of 5 for severe weather out over there. It's really muggy. Yeah. It's muggy like across most of the country right now. And it needs to stop. I think these storms will be as severe once they get to Kansas City. No, not really. I mean, you were already seeing some rain come into Kansas City, so your chances for that are a little bit low. I mean, you could still maybe get I wouldn't rule out severe weather for Kansas City. This little MCS is going to kind of come up through there. A little close call. Maybe some 60-mile-per-hour winds could be possible. That's going to be like 1 to 3 a.m. if the storm does that exact motion there. And we do have a latest model run. Let's see what our winds are looking like. Great. Now I have the George Lopez theme song stuck in my head. Yeah, looks like it's still Wichita, east of Wichita, and potentially just north of Oklahoma City. This is new. A storm over there near Hooker eventually turns into a squall line. Could push into like Oklahoma City. And that's pretty significant winds there. Watch out for that. 12% humidity here. Jeez, you guys are dry. Put some moisturizer on. Oh my goodness. Down for some bias. All right, moving off towards Oxford. Well, 60-mile-per-hour winds, 2-inch hail still possible with that storm, and this one's still on 70-mile-per-hour winds. About to head into Leon and Rosalia. Oklahoma City, what's Oklahoma City's threat in it? A slight risk? Jeez. If that new model run actually verifies, they're in for a surprise down there. Line of boomers heading east northeast out of larger Atlanta area. Let me zoom in. Yeah. If you really zoom in, you could see. We got a bunch of folks out here that barely know how to use Facebook or their computers. Definitely, probably moving out of the Atlanta area. I'd watch out for that. Don't want to get caught in a line of boomers, because you'll never leave. They'll be stuck there forever as they continue to ask you questions on how to work their technology. Watch out. 60-mile-per-hour winds. What they meant by a line of boomers means that there's some thunderstorms, some severe weather out over here. 60-mile-per-hour winds moving east of Atlanta. About to head into Commerce and Lula out there. Also got a severe thunderstorm warning near Corbin, heading towards Barberville in Kentucky. What it looks like generally across the entire nation. See, it's stormy out there. A lot of little storms out there, with the strongest storm potential being back over here now east of Wichita. And this is just the first round of potentially more to come. This line of storms will start off pretty weak, but our models are saying by the time it comes into Wichita, it becomes a little bit stronger. So, see if that ends up happening. Let's come check back in on our Hooker storm. It's starting to develop some tighter circulation. Check back over here with Jacob's view. What was it? It was this one. Make sure we're current on his stream. That's what it looks like, man. That looks so similar to that Nebraska storm. Super smooth, high-based. Very close to an outflow boundary. This is just southeast of Hooker, Oklahoma. We will be keeping an eye on this guy.
A new severe thunderstorm watch has been issued.
Ooh. New severe thunderstorm watch has been issued back over here near Altus and Lubbock. That's going to be for large hail to isolated very large hail. Wind gusts of up to 70-mile-per-hour winds possible. Out over there near Lubbock, Plainview, Paducah, Vernon, Frederick, Hobart, Altus, there in Oklahoma and Texas. Yeah, all these storms over here are very outflow dominant already. It'll be an impressive feat if we can actually see these storms turn into a severe weather threat after these ones moved through. I'm still wondering if our models have got it down correctly, but man, look at that shelf cloud here. PA storm trackers with a storm view of the minute.
I mean, if I do sign somewhere, pull over real quick, I'll quick picture and get rolling again.
Wow, wow, wow.
Convecting out. Keeps on convecting.
You know how many books you could put on that shelf? You know how many elves could fit on that shelf?
Oh, it got a real nice hook on it. Yeah, I see that. Gonna go just north of Harbor here soon. We're almost to Harbor, so.
Oh, this is a storm near Harper.
We ought to be coming up on where we parked and met.
This one's not going to be a tornado threat. It's elevated north of the boundary. It's monsoon season now. There you go.
Right here is where we went across the dirt road. We made a big circle.
We did. Almost every time that we go chasing.
Yep, give ourselves a round of applause. Made a big circle. Hooray! That's prettier though. I like that better than what we saw earlier though. We were underneath it, it's cool, but that's prettier.
Yeah.
We're going in circles. Beautiful shelf cloud. Wow. That is apparently that's this storm back over here near Harper. Should have 1 inch hail, 60-mile-per-hour winds heading towards Norwich. PA storm quackers. Exactly. Exactly. And down over here, still warned for 60-mile-per-hour winds. Thankfully, they've downgraded it to 2-inch hail. Not 4-inch hail anymore. And this one back over here near El Dorado, heading towards Leon and Rosalia is there for 60-mile-per-hour winds. Let's come back over here to Colorado. And we got even more severe weather trying to move into the Colorado. Okay, never mind. Is that legitimate? Let me check a different radar. There we go. Yeah, about to come into Fort Carson, just south of Colorado Springs. This one over here is heading down to Cripple Creek with $half sized hail, 60-mile-per-hour winds. Sitting up here north of North Platte. Is moving down to the south and east towards Tyrone with 60-mile-per-hour winds, so watch out there. That could eventually make it in North Platte. Not sure if it'll still be severe, but it's interesting. Over here near Laramie, another 60-mile-per-hour windstorm coming your guys' way. Mississippi, we got a severe thunderstorm warning for Brookhaven. That's going to be for 60-mile-per-hour winds. Penny-sized hail. And then back over here, got 60-mile-per-hour winds heading towards Cornelia, Toka? I don't know. Livonia and Seneca there in also parts of South Carolina. A lot of rain happening over here in Pennsylvania, Ohio, and West Virginia. Maybe even some thunderstorms as well. Kind of a mess out there in the southeast and the northeast right now. A little bit messy. Also, a lot of little rain storms happening over here in southeastern Iowa, northern Iowa as well. Ecoa. You think so? All right, let's go back here and look at this dang shelf cloud. I'm sorry. We're not going to see many shelf clouds like this today, so we might as well
panorama
of your vehicle. Yeah.
Oh,
enjoy it.
All right.
A new severe thunderstorm watch has been issued.
You posting something?
I am trying to.
I think that's just the same.
NWS Wichita's not coming up. Is it something else?
Beautiful shelf cloud. I do want to note here that the NWS is also on the same kind of thought process as us here, saying that the Storm Prediction Center, intensification of an ongoing supercell is possible with an increasing risk of a supercell tornado. And that is that storm over there near Hooker, Oklahoma. And look at this view from Storm Hunter Media inside of the storm here. That's pretty dang strong winds. We might get an upgrade on this. It's near Oxford, Kansas. Also some decent hail in there. Possible derecho? I don't think so. There's still a lot of stronger wind events that happen in like southeast Kansas, potentially into Oklahoma. But in terms of derecho, they don't seem long tracked enough, in my opinion. Oh, wow, they're getting some bigger hail. Uh-oh. Yikes on a stick. A little bit of hail, a little bit of strong wind. What is that warned? It's still warned for 60-mile-per-hour winds, but some of those winds seem close to 70 miles per hour. So I would keep an eye on this storm over there near Oxford, Kansas. Wow. Yeah. Our storm over there near Hooker, Oklahoma. This is not current. Let me get this current. This is what it looks like right now. Wow, it's changed a lot. Huh. I'm just kidding. He's not looking in the right spot. That's not the storm. The storm's behind them. Whoa, the storm is huge. Oh my goodness. I've never seen a storm that big before. It's making me nervous just looking at it. Oh, okay. There's the storm. It's heckin' green. Yeah, it is pretty green in that storm. I mean, it's got some pretty large hail, up to 2-inch size hail in that, and then to Oxford. That's coming your way. Well, be ready for it. I mean, yeah, it's going to be a loud and pretty dangerous storm. I mean, it's got a damage threat of considerable because of that hail. Wow, they downgraded this storm to 60-mile-per-hour winds. A little bit surprising there. Check our high-definition radar. Yeah, just east of Leon. I mean, I'm not seeing many strong winds there. It will be interesting to see what these storms can do. Oh, that should be our next wave back there, developing. Let's go check back over here with our Hooker storm. I mean, there's a decent little area of rotation in there. Still worth keeping an eye on. Never know. Could get, I mean, if a tornado pops out of it, it's going to be extremely photogenic. Most likely in a field. So, best of both worlds. If that one doesn't produce, a strong tornado, that probably won't see one today. Unless that one south of Harper was strong. But the velocities didn't really seem strong enough to support that. It seemed like maybe a brief or weak tornado, but I don't know. Can I tell the difference between scattered thunderstorms and supercells? If so, can you tell me? Yeah. So supercells, what you're typically looking for is, rotating updraft. And yeah, you typically with hail, that's an indication that the updraft is rotating a bit. And just look with a scattered thunderstorm, the updraft is usually pretty weak. And also it's not really rotating too much. So, those are just general thunderstorms. You don't usually have hail in there. It's usually like light rain, to moderate rain with some thunder, but nothing like super crazy, like in terms of strong winds or like hail. Another severe thunderstorm warning with this little boundary here moving into northwestern Kansas near St. Francis, Bird City, McDonald, Atwood, and Goodland. Some 60-mile-per-hour winds possible there. You made it home safely to your family. I'm glad to hear that. Glad to hear that. They do look the same. Not really. I mean, usually, they have a little bit stronger precipitation. The looks usually pretty different. With a supercell, you typically have, a mesocyclone with it. So you'll see like a big old rain shaft or like a big amorphous blob of gray, and then you look to the left, and then you see like the base of a cloud, right? So they look different and they act different as well. Gonna head out now, at least until things get worse. Yeah, we'll see. Yeah, it probably won't be until later, I guess. If it can do it. That's the big question. Again, like we were talking about earlier today, I still think the majority of this Western moderate risk is probably going to not really do what it's forecasted. But I do still believe like Wichita, like again, like still back in this area. And now maybe even, I might be ready to extend my circle a little bit closer to Oklahoma City and Tulsa with that last model run we got. But that's only one model run. So that could change as we get closer. What are my thoughts on tornado potential? Pretty low tornado potential right now with these storms. I do believe, though, like as we go into the overnight hours, we could see that tornado potential increase again. But it won't be until later, I don't think. And then back over here, I think is probably our highest tornado potential with this storm. Kansas City be all right. Not sure. The weather has been weird today. Feels odd. Kansas City, I don't think you guys are going to get anything crazy up there. Yeah. I mean, it seems like at max, maybe some like 30 to 40 mile per hour winds. So yeah, I mean, you're going to get some rain. It's not going to be intense, whatever you get though. Storm north of Perryton. It is trying to. Yeah. And you can see it. It's trying to latch onto that boundary. Trying to latch onto it, trying to produce a NATO. Hasn't been successful yet, but we got a chaser that's literally right on this storm. If we, this guy right here, let me make sure we're current in their live stream. What the storm looks like right now, as you can see, it's not super organized, but give it a little bit more time, and you never know, it could spit out a brief NATO in there. They can mature just a little bit more. What's the outcome for El Dorado, Kansas? You guys are good for now, but a second round is potentially forming to your north, where you could get another round of some 60 to 80 mile per hour winds. We'll check on some news. What we got in the news? The news space right now. Anything exciting? Probably not. We'll see. Oh wow! Check out this. What the heck? Check out this video out of Woodland Park, Colorado. Bunch of trees knocked down there. Possible tornado went through. That one might have actually produced a NATO. The heck? Potentially an X flare? That seems kind of pointed at us. X 1.3 flare. Is Steffi watching? Is that legit? I'm not a space weather expert. That's as far as I know, X flare is bad if facing at Earth. That's about all I know. Waiting on the world to change. Yeah, waiting. Dang, that storm almost produced in near Hardesty, Oklahoma. It got close. This is from Jacob, the chaser. A little occlusion as he approached. Never quite produced, but it got close. You see what the storm looks like now. Still looking a little bit disorganized. Space weather is crazy. Sun tornado, yeah. Here it comes. Just got the severe weather notification. Yeah, they did just extend it. 60-mile-per-hour winds and 2-inch hail coming into Winfield in Arkansas City in Kansas. Upside down smiley face, yeah. It's about to get a little crazy. Definitely going to be loud. I'd be indoors and well away from those windows, especially if you live it's like the biggest hail is probably going to be pretty close to Winfield. Thankfully, I'm not seeing much rotation at all in this storm, so we're mainly just talking about a damaging wind threat. The weather office is calling for damaging winds and possibly a couple of tornadoes. Could that QLCS line span our area again? I don't think the signal is as strong as it was yesterday. Let me check. Because y'all did have, some elevated tornado parameters near you. Check the latest 18Z. Yeah, right around 1 p.m. I mean, honestly, doesn't really seem very QLCS-y to me. And you're right on the leading edge of a lower level trough ejection. Kind of what happened in northern Minnesota. Plenty of instability. Yeah. Yeah. I take that back. The models have brought the signal back. Yeah, we could have significant tornadoes in Chicago tomorrow. Gotta watch out for that. Stay safe, help. And eventually that threat's going to push into Michigan tomorrow. We got a bunch of little cells firing all the way throughout Indiana as well. Not as elevated, but definitely could get some tornadic activity down there. Decent lower level shear, so definitely would watch out with these storms, and also up there in Michigan. Those would definitely be our most significant storms of the day, I believe. And it kind of dies off as we get into about 8 p.m., so it could be a pretty short day, really starting probably around 12 p.m. and then kind of dying off as we get into about 9 p.m. Wow. GA Storm Trackers is killing it today. Look at this view.
South side of this road. Oh, yeah. Huh. Yeah, right
How much longer am I going to stay live? Just depends on what the storms do. We're just kind of in the storm waiting room. I'm really just waiting, honestly, to see if my forecast confirms today. Because we had a couple doubters in chat earlier when I was saying that there's a pretty good likelihood that a lot of this severe weather risk will bust today. So that's kind of what I'm doing.
I don't think it's going to do anything crazy. There's a road coming up right here. I'm going to pull over at it for now.
And if we can go
if
south,
it looks gravel, I'll go it. But if it's mud, it'll suck. Looks gravel.
Yeah, I'm probably not going to be live past 10 p.m. I'm staying on my routine schedule. I don't want to break it. Nothing ever happens well anyways past 10 p.m. for me. Ruins my sleep schedule. The next day I'm just absolutely just pooped. And then I'm on live streams. My voice gives out quicker. It's no fun. Get to bed on time, wake up the next day, be able to be up and alert. This seems like this storm is starting to rotate again here south of Tyrone, just north of Perryton, Texas. It is trying to get a little bit stronger rotation there. This is, let's make sure we're on the current view here. Yeah, this is what the storm looks like right now. A lot of windmills. People are like, you need rest. It's facts, man. I'm just getting older and older. That's one of the reasons why I brought Connor onto the channel, is because I've realized recently that I'm like developing these limits and being able to go live a lot longer. I don't know. But I'm working on it. Trying to learn a little bit more about how the vocal cords act. Looks like they downgraded this storm again, down to ping pong ball sized hail, 60-mile-per-hour winds. This one down here is still warned for 2-inch hail heading into Winfield and Arkansas City. Yeah, according to models, this back up here is our next big threat. But the entire atmosphere out in front of it is capped like no one's business. We're talking negative 500 CIN. Almost unheard of amounts of cap. Is Mother Nature capping right now? She could be. She could be. But we'll see. You know, what really makes sense to me, honestly, is that model run south into like just north of Oklahoma City as we go into the late night. Because like if we come over to our mesoscale analysis, you can see that we do have a decent amount of uncapped storm environment out here. You have to get out of bed. Yeah. I'm so young. Yeah, I feel like my vocal cords, though, are aging. I feel like I might have damaged them. I don't know. It just doesn't feel like they last as long as they used to. Like yesterday, it started hurting at like 3 hours. Today, it's been going pretty well. So we've been live, I think, total about 4 hours today already. And I'm feeling pretty good, at least with the vocal cords. But, you know, that's probably because I ended my stream when I did, allowed myself to get some rest. No, I mean, I used to be able to go like 12 hours every single day, but I've been hitting like this weird limit lately, and I feels like I damaged something. So, and I mean, I just had like a week of rest, and I'm still running into the same problem. It didn't heal whatever it was, so I'm wondering if I got like something else happening. How did I get into weather? I just, always liked it as a kid. Went to school for it for a little bit and worked for Ryan Hall for a little bit. Always kind of storm chased for a little bit. I did a lot of things for a little bit, and most of them all was surrounding weather. So when I was a kid, I used to stare at clouds and shapes in the clouds and all that kind of stuff as well. How's our storm over here doing? Cannot keep our eye off this storm for too long, or we'll miss it. It's still some decent indications here of rotation. Still think this storm could potentially try to do it. Try to do the NATO. I still think that's possible. And another little thing, on the HRRR, it had these storms really developing like in a singular line, but we have a lot of little extra convection even out in front of these storms. It'll still be really interesting to see what this thing can do. Because 70-mile-per-hour winds for Wichita was not what was forecasted today. We've only had one instance, in a brief instance, of 80-mile-per-hour winds so far reported. And that was over here near Andover, Kansas. Argonia, Kansas. Argonia, Kansas. Let me see. Yeah, Argonia, Kansas is just chilling right now. You're in between storms. You got one storm to your north, another one down to your south. Looks like they're going to miss you, but you could have another round eventually as this storm kind of comes through. So we just got a new update on this. They just upgraded this hail risk to tennis ball. Or baseball-sized hail coming into Arkansas City, Winfield, Tisdale, and Silverdale. So that is a dangerous storm. Please be in your safe spots or indoors and away from windows with that one. Now look at this storm over here in Oklahoma. It's like it's developing a rear flank. See, we're getting some stronger rain there on the rear flank of the storm. So maybe this is the moment before it goes tornadic. We'll see. All kind of by itself. Encole, man, Nebraska. That's a weird storm, isn't it? Yeah, potentially some quarter-sized hail on that. About to go just south of Benkelman, Nebraska. Starting to get some more storms pop up over here near Fort Worth. I mean, not Fort Worth. I saw Fourth and Wolf over here near Lubbock. Sorry. 1-inch hail, 60-mile-per-hour winds coming your way south of Florida. We got 1.75-inch hail, 60-mile-per-hour winds moving up towards 62, 70. Back over here in Georgia, we're still watching this storm as it moves off to the east towards Toccoa. About to head into your guys' area right now, and then eventually that's going to be coming into Seneca here shortly. Also another severe warned storm back over here near Barnwell and Williston. Blackville with 60-mile-per-hour winds. And then another storm back over here in Kentucky with some of those 60-mile-per-hour winds moving up towards Anchester and Oneida. Lots of scattered rain and thunderstorms approaching Middle Tennessee. Also close to Jackson And Huntsville, Alabama. Some showers and rain coming through. We still got some showers and rain moving off to the north and east. This will be kind of an appetizer round before that main storm comes into Chicago tomorrow. Not really expecting too much other than a couple of gusty winds with that. Some rain, maybe some thunder. And then we got a couple of severe thunderstorm warnings back over here in Nebraska. Also down over here, just going through Cripple Creek right now. Isn't there a tornado warning near Perryton? I mean, there's not a tornado on it right now. There's not a whole lot of rotation near the surface as far as I can tell. So probably because they're getting some reports about the storm. And it's not really matching up with the rotation that they're seeing on radar. They might throw one on there just to be safe. And there's a decent area of circulation according to radar. I can't really tell too well. Looking at our chaser down there, this is what the storm looks like right now. It's kind of a smooth base, but there might be something hidden back in there. Give me a link for another chaser that's in Kansas. Okay, check it out. I don't think we need any more chasers in Kansas. Oh, Rob's out there. What the heck's Rob doing out here? Yeah, Rob is out there. He's from Alabama. Classic Rob. We haven't had Rob on the stream enough for people to be able to say classic Rob yet. Classic Rob. You guys know Rob, right? That chaser we've used once. I mean, it's what he does. It's what he does best. You know, the thing. You know, the thing that Rob always does. About Broccoli Rob? Who's Broccoli Rob? Who the heck is that? The things that Rob's does, yes. We all know Rob. I feel like I'm gaslighting you guys. Latest scan here with this storm, 60 mile per hour winds, still tennis ball sized hail potential as this comes into Winfield. So please be respecting that part of this risk. Winds aren't going to be too crazy, but that hail is going to be pretty powerful. Looks like this storm has pretty much died off over here near Eureka. Some sort of culinary dish. There you go. That's what Rob does. Something to do with food. Yes. Trying to get him to 1K. Yeah. That's not going to happen today, but I mean, best advice I could give Rob, always be live first. And always try to go live when no one else is live. It's the fastest way to grow as a storm chaser. And also make sure you have good service. That's actually the most important thing you can do. Invest a lot of money in service and then let the viewers come in later. He needs 57. We've gotten him so close. Well, maybe we could, if he's still live by the time I get to the end of the stream, maybe we can throw him a raid or something. I don't think we have many people to raid with, though. Yeah. We're at 300 viewers. This is one of our least viewed streams in a pretty long time. Can we break 200? To be fair, there's not much going on right now, and everybody's live. You got Max live, Ryan live, and the event is kind of poop right now. There's some strong storms, but I mean, this is not like moderate risk type storms right now. But it could happen later. According to models, they've been saying it's going to happen for like, every model run is like, oh, it's going to happen. Oh, it's going to happen. Oh, it's going to happen. So we'll see. Does anybody still believe? Do we have any believers in chat? What's happened since he came back? Who? Span radar view? Sure. Where do you want to look at? Where does everybody want to look at right now? Like if you had to choose a sector of the United States, over here or over here or over here? You believe it's freaking hot outside? That is true. Yeah, it is technically hot for like everybody, unless you just got some rain. Northwest North Dakota, really? There's someone in here from North Dakota? That's surprising. Later tonight, not too crazy. We got a little marginal risk for like Madison, Milwaukee. Nothing too crazy. That'll be coming through. Looks like yeah, like maybe 7 to 8 p.m. there. So maybe pretty close to seeing those storms fire off. Let me check our composite radar. And nothing's firing there yet, but you got a couple of storms around you that may eventually become severe later on tonight. Indiana. There you go. There's Indiana. There's nothing happening. Right now you have no internet, so I don't have you on my TV, so the picture is smaller on your phone. Okay. Thanks for letting me know. Oh, since I came back onto stream, we had a brief tornado. We had one instance of 80-mile-per-hour winds, and since then our storms have been getting a little weaker, especially this one. This one over here has been a pretty decently big hailer coming into Winfield and Arkansas City. But still waiting to see if we still got a big wind risk or not. But I'll tell you what, I'm not going to be sticking around past 10 p.m. waiting for that because I'm not to go to bed. Can you get Omega and Weatherwise on MacBook? Yes, you should be able to. I'm pretty sure both of them have a MacBook app, if I remember correctly. Do I think it will happen with all these storms ahead of it? With these storms? No. These ones should struggle. Our models, or at least our latest models, are indicating that it should be. Should be the storms that form after this.
A new tornado warning has been issued.
These ones that are forming right now, further up to the north. That should be the main wind threat, and it should mainly be in the southeastern corner of the of Kansas. Got a new tornado warning up here in Nebraska, of all places. Radar indicated not really that strong of rotation. I don't know why they warn these dang storms like this. Like, unless they get a report, they must have a report of something. And really not strong rotation on this storm whatsoever, and it's in the middle of nowhere, so I'm not going to really be paying too much close attention to that storm. I inspire you to be great. I'm glad. Glad I can inspire somebody. Weather spotters reported a funnel. Oh, maybe like a landspout type deal. Ah, yes, I see now. Yeah. Okay. So someone did spot a funnel. It's freezing here. Where the heck are you? Apparently everybody's hot right now except for Wendy. Include storm reports? No idea. I don't ask him questions anymore. I don't really communicate with WeatherWise as much as I used to. Ever since the hostile takeover. Yeah, latest scan out over here. Still seems to be some rotation in this storm. Not looking all that tornadic right now. It was looking a lot more tornadic earlier, but see what's going on with this storm. This is the one near Perryton, Texas. Yeah, it's just not getting it done, thankfully. Looks a little weak. Looks like dude, this storm looks exactly the same as it did just a moment ago. It's like the same exact looking shelf cloud. So PA storm trackers or quackers are they are just south, or I think their camera is off. Or not their camera, their position here. Do a refresh here to make sure this is not a me problem. Yeah, okay. Storm just looks exactly how it used to. And so I was just like, are we still current? You think it's done for the night? It could be. But I mean, the HRRR still says there could be one more wave. We'll stick around to see if that's possible. I mean, if nothing happens by Wichita, I'm getting off, but we'll see. And this should eventually surge. I don't know if it's going to, but it could. If I were to guess, I would say the environment is way too capped, but HRRR seems to think it could do something. Yeah, lower level lapse rates are below 5. They're below 5. Wow, look at this shelf cloud. Let's listen in. We'll watch the shelf cloud for a little bit.
That Conway Springs. All right, so it is 69 degrees and 60, almost 66 degree. It's like a 4-degree difference. It's like 60. What was it? What did I say? It was 65.8 is the dew point and 69.7 is the temperature. So still definitely some juice out there. Yeah, I mean it's definitely tornado potential when it comes to that.
I'm mad. I saw that picture you put on. It's a really nice picture.
Where are they?
There was that telephone.
Yeah, nothing you can do about that.
I don't think they really know.
Man.
Only they get the whole elevated storms don't produce tornadoes thing. Because I think, as far as I can tell, they're near this storm. Which that one is like well north of the boundary. If we're gonna get a tornado out of any of these storms, it'll probably be like a storm like this one that is still that it still has some decent lapse rates. So pretty much north of this storm, like in this area, we have under 5-degree lapse rates. But right down in here, we have an area of some decent lapse rates. But that part, and that's probably where our weakest capping is right now, is this storm right here. Hello, Lynx. Welcome back. Did you miss anything? Nope. You did not. In fact, they downgraded this storm to 1.5 inch hail, 60-mile-per-hour winds. It's going to be heading towards Newkirk. See you later, Snoopy. All right, we're going back to the shelf cloud. We really have nothing else to really talk about.
We're going to try to get out a little bit ahead of it. Well, it wants to pop, but it's not popping. This the road here we turn left? No. I just want to go through Milan.
It's saying 2 miles.
Okay. Oh, K49, back Kansas 49.
Yep.
It's not as pretty as you want.
I mean, I think you could make the argument that this could maybe surge here. Some damaging winds. Like, out of all these storms, this one is definitely in that area where it could be the strongest winds. It's gaining mass as we speak. It's in about negative 50 CIN, which isn't too crazy for a MCS. Got about 5,000 joules per kilogram sitting over the Tulsa area. I think if anything's going to be producing any damaging winds, it's going to be this guy here. We'll see if it can do it. By the way, I've been checking. The reason why we haven't been talking about this storm too much, I keep checking on it, and there's like 0 rotation on it now. I think there is a little bit of a land spout threat here, as we had a funnel cloud reported earlier, but pretty low tornado threat in general up there. If we get a tornado, it's going to be really weak. Let's come check back down with this storm over here, just east of Perryton. Yeah, it looks like this guy has lost most of its rotation there. Wow. It's almost like my we'll see. We'll see. I mean, there still could be a second wave. I'm thinking no, but we'll wait. Where's everyone at? Yeah, it's the same thing that we always say. You get a day like this, everybody went live at around the same time.
A new tornado warning has been issued.
Yeah, everybody went live at around the same time. I think they're warning this storm near Harrison for the probably the same threat. Let's check in on the rotation. Yeah, not a whole lot of strong rotation there, but yeah, tornado warning nonetheless. Live in Harrison, be in your safe spots just in case. Could be a little land spout threat with a couple of these storms. Yeah, it's the algorithm. I can't reach anybody when the big dogs are live, and we got all these storm chasers on for this stream, but we made $6. It's just like we can't really do anything about it. Just chill and relax and hang out. And if anybody's got any questions, we'll answer them. And until then, we'll just be watching shelf clouds and talking about storms.
We were right under it.
I wanted to take that chance of getting close.
Yeah, no doubt.
To see if something was going to drop out of it. It did, supposedly, but we
You want some bacons? Let me get you some bacons.
The ones that got all rain wrapped is when it did it. We couldn't get that same crap in Kansas or Nebraska yesterday. Damn.
I mean, look, I guess that one down in Texas is probably tornado warning.
Right.
We have tornado warnings still. What are they at? In Nebraska. Are you kidding me?
What?
Should have stayed up there.
It's just what happens. It's a big day.
Nebraska's been doing it this year.
Or it was supposed to be a big day, and then when it busts, like no one's interested in it, and you can't blame them. There's not much stuff warned right now. Like most of these storms, like ping pong ball sized hail, 1-inch hail, most of these storms people in Kansas do not care about. It's not like these storms, say they were in like Maine and going towards Augusta. Like Augusta, they'd be like, oh my gosh, 1-inch hail? That's crazy. We never see that. That's wild. But in like Kansas, they get this like every other weekday, They are not worried about these storms too much. They know the drill. They get indoors and away from windows, and they just wait there until the storm passes, and then they go back about their days. They just shake their head. Yeah. Well, all right. I'm going to get off until these storms actually do something. Because I'm not going to just sit here and do and talk about nothing. So I'll be back if we actually get some stronger storms. If not, then I won't be back for the rest of the night. But we'll see. I mean, if these storms do pop off like the models say, we'll be back covering it. Again, a little bit of a land spout threat up here, but again, this is a really unpopulated area, and if we do get a tornado out of these are going to be super weak nados, all right? I would still suggest being in your safe spots just in case, but yeah, we'll see. If the actual threat that was supposed to happen today actually tries to happen, even if it's just like the southeastern portion, we'll be back. We'll be back live. But yeah. We'll see you guys then. Thank you guys for tuning in. And hopefully you guys don't have to see me for the rest of the night. Peace.